In this episode, we fix some fiberglass and make new window trims, among other things. Hi, I'm Whitney, and this is my husband Cameron, and we have found ourselves in the middle of a big project. This is the Lady Hawk. We will turn this boat from a rotten mess to a beautiful vacation getaway. Follow along as we tear this boat apart piece by piece, taking her down to the bones. We want to document the work and perseverance it'll take to put her back together and bring her into modern times. The end goal? Show our young kids what life is like on the water by exploring our backyard, the Salish Sea. Watch this wild, crazy adventure unfold.
Glass work here.
There's glass work up in the front too.
Glass here.
Here, touch that again.
Here.
Last time you saw us working on the interior, brightening that up. Now we're going to turn our attention to the outside and get the fiberglass repair work started. This is all in preparation for painting the exterior of the boat. This is what a day working on the boat looks like. This is how I look when I've been sanding for 3 hours. So we start here, sanding, sanding, sanding. One of the many to-do list items before we can paint the exterior of the boat. So I discovered this really cool tip for sanding, especially summer days when it's really hot like it is today. I really like these sleeves. They're just like sleeves that come off. You can take them on and off, so when you're done sanding and you need a break, you just peel off the sleeves instead of having to wear a coat or long sleeves. It's been really helpful. So just a little quick tip for you.
So originally these were teak walkways, and back deck here
and that's all since been removed and replaced with pressure treated plywood. And there was a kind of a teak strip that ran around the outside of the decks that's been also removed, and underneath that was a bunch of water damage that was getting into the cabin walls. So we ended up filling that with some core grip filling compound, which is kind of like Duraglass, and then fairing that out a little bit and making a nice smooth fillet, and then ran some chop strand mat and some laminating resin, and over the top of that some woven fabric. And what that does is create a nice, really watertight seal around the whole walkway section, and that's been done around the entire cabin top here. And so it's been a lot of work to fair this edge here, kind of blend it into the, well, first of all, prepping and grinding it so that we have good adhesion. So it took a lot of it down to bare glass here on the cabin skin, and so we could bond to that. And then same with over here, you can see this whole strip that was taken off of this seafoam green paint. That's to get down to bare glass so we could bond to that. And then so fairing all that's been quite a lot of work.
Cameron finished all the fiberglassing on the back deck here. We've been using fairing putty to fair everywhere that has been repaired with fiberglass. So all of the cabin top for the aft cabin here has been faired and sanded. Let me see if I can get a shot. It's looking really, really nice. My main job has been sanding. I've been sanding all these teak window trims. We think we're gonna be painting them. I know. Some of you aren't gonna like that, but we need lower maintenance. So this window in the galley here in the saloon, we're getting new glass put in there. We've got a couple of options, so we're just working out the details on that. But another thing Cameron changed is we have fiberglassed in a sill here for the window to sit in. The reason we're doing this is, again, water infiltration, trying to keep water out. Again, this fairing putty is just awesome. Just has made such a huge difference. Oh, and another thing that I've been working on is this. We call this the hat. I don't know what this is actually called, but I've been having to hand sand this whole area, which has been very tedious, but it's coming along very nicely. These are extra wires. We're putting in courtesy lights for the outside. So we ran wires when we did the electrical inside. But I've been hand sanding this whole little section here. So that's been fun. So I'm sitting up here on the flybridge. We got the side put back on. It's fiberglassed right there. We had to reattach it. The reason that was off was because this whole deck behind me here, the whole thing was rotten. So it had to be fixed. Okay, I need to interject here just for a second. Remember this? 2004, when Lady Hawk was first brought home, well, there was work that was done at that time, and the flybridge deck was part of one of those projects that happened at that point. There was actually quite a bit of work that happened on the decks just in general and the cabin tops, so that's why that's kind of a missing link in this little bit of footage here. We're undecided exactly what we're doing up here with the teak. Some of it's in pretty good shape. Some of it, like along the bottom here, this stuff that is in contact with the deck, it's really not in great shape. So we might have to take some of that out. We're just not really sure yet. Need more opinions. Also, the maintenance is a big issue for us, so we kind of want to make sure that we're future-proofing this boat for us, knowing that we want to spend our time on the water, not fixing the boat. So we'll see what we decide.
Okay, so these are the port lights. I've got one more still at the boat, but these have been sort of washed, not so much cleaned up yet, but getting ready to reinstall these, and I need trims. So the new trim I'm working on here is a replacement for these pieces of trim. So this is not a set or anything, but these kind of got destroyed when trying to pull them off the boat, and I guess it is a set. Look at that. Anyways, so it looks something like this, and they're teak. They kind of rotted away. Trying to drill the plugs out and remove the screws, ended up cracking, breaking a few of them. A lot of the other ones were rotted out completely, and they kind of disintegrated when I pulled them out. So I'm gonna hopefully, I used a CNC router to try to copy the shape, and the goal here is to create a mold that I can glass, basically a solid fiberglass exterior frame. Since these are going to be painted anyways, I just don't want to have to worry about rot or any other water intrusion here. So this will make a nice, really good seal around the port lights, and then hopefully they last for a very long time. So my plan with this mold that I cut out on the CNC router is now I've taken just some standard acrylic caulk, latex caulk around the corners here to create a little fillet, and then also to fill in some of the grooves in the particle board here, so it hopefully makes it a little bit smoother of a surface. I'm gonna smear some mold release wax on it in order to hopefully pop out this final deal. Then I'm gonna coat it with some resin, lay in a bunch of fiberglass pieces here, and then kind of do a wet layup on this, overlapping here and there. I think I'm gonna do about 7 layers. And then I'm gonna put another piece of plastic over the top and a piece of plywood, and then press it in a shop press to where hopefully this gets a nice fully saturated shape, and then it gets pressed into all the grooves and corners. Alright, so we're gonna pop this out of the mold here. Still a little bit warm. But this seemed to work pretty good. I think with a little bit of vacuum, we'd get, well, we'd for sure get a lot of this air out of here. I might try to use like a Sawzall and vibrate it a little bit, see if I can get those bubbles to come up. I don't have a vacuum pump or anything here, but this seems, having the cloth, the woven stuff on the outside, seems to make the surface finish a lot better than the first one I did. So I'm gonna continue doing that. I really like the way this turned out. Maybe I'll use a razor and trim this up real quick while it's still a little tacky. Doesn't look half bad. So just to remind you where this is going to go, it's actually pretty close here. I'm going to go here. I don't know. Can you see that okay? So this trim piece is going to go right around this port light here. Looks like this fit is still really good. Perfect. Just need to trim this up a little bit, and basically we'll bond that on, and then it's going to get all painted over the top of it also, so then I'll never have to worry about this piece rotting out again.
Next time, we'll be installing windows, including these port lights. We're also curious about what questions you have, so please leave your questions in the comments. It'll help us out a lot.
Do not sleep, little guys.
What you doing?
Be a bad guy. You look so sweet.
What are you doing?
I'm steering.
You're steering the boat? Where are we going?
I don't know. We're going to Nam. We're good in the water. We're going to Nam for fun.
Oh, fun.
I'm pretending for that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.